What's up everybody, Evan here with week 5 of Fortnite, chapter 3, season 3. And this week we got Indiana Jones for us to unlock. We got the part 4 of the Vibin quest, and as usual the weekly quests. There's a lot to do and this is a pretty hard week, I would say. First of all, we got 3 different challenges that require us to do 500 damage 3 different ways. And then we got another challenge that requires us to do 750 damage. So we're gonna have to do a lot of damage. And we're certainly gonna try to do it against wolves to make it easier. Also, we got some challenges that we need to go to a specific place and collect something, which means a lot of people are doing these. So maybe you wanna wait some time for people to stop doing these challenges so it's easier for you. But yeah, compared to other weeks, I would say that this is a pretty hard week, but it's doable, nothing that crazy as usual. So for Indiana Jones, we got 4 quests we need to do to unlock him, and we're also gonna unlock a pickaxe, a banner, a back bling, and a skin, a weapon skin. On the second part, we're going to unlock a new skin for Indiana Jones, an emote, and some other items Indiana Jones related. We got some more snap parts to unlock, just the head, just one head and one leg part. We need to complete week 5's challenges, week 5 quests to unlock these. And that's it, because the leg we need to do a 45 quests, weekly quests, and we're gonna be at 42 this week. So next week we'll unlock the leg part. So the way I'm gonna do this guide, I'm gonna combine the weekly quest and the Indiana Jones quest. That's because there's a lot of stuff you can do at the same time. If you look at the description, I'm gonna put the time codes, and when is an Indiana Jones quest, it's gonna say Indy Quest part 1 and part 2. So that you can identify them. But yeah, at least the first part will be combined with the weekly quest. And then last thing for the video, it's the Vibin quest part 4. So that is it. Before we start this guide properly, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, use code EVANYON at the Epic Games Store and the Fortnite item shop. So let's start this. Just a reminder, some things we're going to need for this week. Things that you need to be on the lookout, because they're random loot you need to find on the wild. We need a porta-fort, the new Charge SMG, a DMR, and we also are going to need a car. So just be on the lookout for these things for this first part. So we are landing on this new landmark called Syndicate Shoals. To be honest, I've been here before, and this place didn't change at all. It's the same place. But the only difference here is that we have a new character called Evie, and she sells the Ripsaw Launcher. So that's why we're going here. We need the Ripsaw Launcher for 2 challenges. We're gonna buy it from her. Obviously, we still have... You can find the Ripsaw Launcher as regular loot, and you can also find it on the Logjam place that I'm gonna show actually, because we're gonna need it. I was planning on... my plan was to get the Ripsaw here and do a challenge that is all the way on Reality Falls, but it didn't work out, so I'm gonna have to go to the second place where you can get the Ripsaw Launcher. So we're gonna get there eventually, but for now we're just gonna buy this, and we need a porta-fort. Luckily I got one in this place, and one of the challenges is getting a Ripsaw Launcher and a porta-fort on the same match, just collecting it. But at the same time, there's a second challenge also for the porta-fort, a different challenge, so make sure you hold on to both the Ripsaw Launcher and the porta-fort, because there are 1 challenge for each of them. So now here I find the Charge SMG. This Charge SMG, I didn't like it, to be honest with you. I had a really hard time getting the 500 damage. We need to do 500 damage with it. When you tap the SMG, you just do a little burst. But the way it works, you need to charge it, so you just hold the fire button, and depending on how much you charge, it's gonna fire more bullets. So if you go all the way, it's gonna fire a bunch of bullets, the entire clip, which I believe is 30. I didn't have a good time doing this against enemies. I'm gonna do it eventually against a wolf. Now wolves have 250 health, so I need to kill 2 wolves with it. But yeah, you know, if you're better than me, then you can do the challenge right away. So now we are moving to the ruins landmark. That is another reason why we landed here on this place, because we need to go here. So I was supposed to do a Indiana Jones quest here, but it didn't work out. But I did do the second Port of Fort challenge, which is we need to throw the Port of Fort and do 50 damage to something, to an enemy, 30 seconds after throwing the Port of Fort. So, you know, you see me trying to use the Charge SMG. Didn't work out, but we got the 50 damage after throwing the Port of Fort per 30 seconds. So now here, just kind of random, out of place, but just to go the way I went, I passed by Reality Falls, and that is a challenge to visit Reality Falls in 2 other locations. But there's another challenge on Reality Falls we need to do, so I'm gonna get to that later, and to the 2 other locations. So for now, let's go back to the original plan. So we're landing back on the ruins and actually doing the first part of the Indiana Jones quests. And we need to collect this relic at the ruins, and we need to collect a second relic at the temple, which is another temple that is really close to here. And we need to do that on the same match, so make sure you don't die. Like I said, a lot of people are doing this, so maybe don't do it right now. Also, I looked at the replay, and I saw someone interacting with the relic before I did the second relic. So that means that you don't have to worry about someone else collecting the relic. You know, everyone can collect it on the same match, you know, thankfully. So now going to the second temple, I find a DMR. We need to do 500 damage from above with the DMR. We're gonna get there eventually. Also, towards the temple, we get a Grapple Glove here. That is the spot I didn't show on the last week's guide, where I showed every single spot. This was the one I didn't show, so there you go. Thankfully, the game actually show on the map every single location, so if you want, you know, just a refresher on those locations. We're gonna need a Grapple Glove for a challenge. It's an Indiana Jones challenge once again, and we need to swing by 10 trees. I'm gonna do this a bit later, but for now we're gonna grab this car and we're going to go into the temple and grab the second relic for the Indiana Jones quest, and that is one of the quests for Indiana Jones, the part 1. So from here we're gonna use the Grapple Glove to get out of there because the guy almost killed me, and we're gonna try to grapple onto trees. To do the challenge, we just need 10 of these, so just easy stuff. That is another Indiana Jones quest, second quest. So now here I use the DMR to do damage to wolves from above, and I actually do it for 199 damage. I don't know how I was able to do that, but I did it. So we need 1 damage to do it. I'm gonna do it later and die immediately, but that's okay. So here I do a little bit of damage with the Charge SMG with wolves. Also, you need to do it from 10 meters. So you need to be really close to the enemy. I forgot to say that. Also here I try to do another Indiana Jones quest, which is do damage while in a car. Do 500 damage while in a car or standing on a car. Didn't work out very well here. I should have been just standing on the car. This was another one that I kind of failed a little bit. You know, it was kind of rough for me. So now we're going to land on Shifty shafts, and we need to get 5 chests, and there are not that many chests on Shifty shafts. I'm going to show you every single location, but I imagine eventually people are going to stop coming here and it's going to be easier for you. This is the final Indiana Jones quest, the part 1, to unlock him. But yeah, just get 5, it doesn't need to be on the same match. it shouldn't be a problem eventually. It shouldn't be a problem right now. So now, like I said, we're going to the Chop Shop. It's the name of the landmark. And like I said last week, we got a bunch of Ripsaw Launcher here. We're gonna need it for another challenge. So we're gonna take the Ripsaw Launcher and we're gonna go to around Reality Falls. We need the challenge is destroy giant mushrooms with the Ripsaw Launcher. We need to destroy 8 of them. So as you can see, these giant mushrooms are all over the Reality Falls area. So shouldn't be a problem. The biggest problem will be getting the Ripsaw here, maybe. Again, you don't have to go to the places I showed. You can try to get it from regular loot if you want. Yeah, so here I get the 1 damage from the DMR from above, and I get destroyed right away. And here I get the damage from 10 meters with the Charge SMG. I charge it all the way against wolves, like I said I would. And you can see better how it works. Again, don't love it, but you know, it is what it is. Now we're going to land on Reality Falls. Again, there's a challenge to visit Reality Falls, and there's another challenge which is collect floating rings near Reality Falls. So we need to collect 5 of these floating rings. There are 10 locations, I believe. I'm gonna show you all of them. Most of them require you to jump onto a mushroom that will propel you up and to get the ring. So first we got on the base of the reality tree. We got one, we just jump into the mushroom to get to it. And then we got another one halfway up the reality tree. You know, there's a hole you go into and you jump in the mushroom once again to get it. And then the third one is all the way up on the reality tree. You can just go into the branch and jump to the mushroom like I'm doing it here and get it. Now these ones we got all around these waterfalls. There's one on each waterfall and one in between the waterfalls. So I tried to get this one and I failed pretty hard. So I'm not gonna show you me failing a billion times. We're just gonna move on. So once again, all of them except the ones on the waterfall and the one that I jumped from the tree require you to jump on a mushroom. So I fail on another one. I get the 4th one here in the last location. And then the final one I need, I just jump on the waterfall. And that is it. So now that we did that, we're going to Tilted Towers. Tilted Towers is the second location we need for the challenge that we need to visit Reality Falls, Tilted Towers, and the new location called Shuffled Shrines, which used to be a temple and now it's kind of Indiana Jones themed. And we're also gonna have an Indiana Jones quest here later on. So now for the final Indiana Jones quest for part 1, we need to do, like I've been trying to do, like I said before, we need to do 500 damage while in a car or standing on a car. So here I kind of camp on the passenger seat of this car and I just wait for people to get vulnerable and just shoot at them. So, but once again, if you find some animals, doing it against animals is way easier, or you can do it against stormtroopers, though again I think it is just one location. It's the one with Darth Vader, so it's kind of complicated because other people might land there. So maybe the best and easiest way is to do it against animals. Wolves, specifically. It doesn't count against boars, just wolves. So now that we did the part 1 of Indiana Jones quest, we unlock him. So now we got 5 more quests that we need to unlock an alternate skin for him and plus a bunch of other stuff. First of all, we're gonna go to the new landmark Shuffle Shrines, which I said it's a location inspired by Indiana Jones. There's a puzzle there we need to do to get into a secret area, and the challenge is to get into a second secret area in the secret area. So the way I did it here, I did it, as you can see, I'm in the storm. It's late in the game, which means other people did the puzzle already, so I can just go in there and do the challenge. So that's the easy way to do this. If you want to, just let other people do it and you just get in the secret area. So the secret area, you got this hallway that we go in, and there's on the right there's a door that is covered in some plants, and then there's a wall. There should be a wall. There isn't here because it's all broken. There should be a wall with a hole on the right. You just get in there. There's 2 chests, and that is the area you need to get to for the challenge. So because I didn't do this properly, I'm gonna do it, don't worry. I'm gonna show you on Battle Labs what it looks like and how the puzzle works. So for the puzzle, we need to find 4 rocks that have symbols on them. You need to remember what symbols they are and the order. The order I'm showing here is the order we're gonna do it from left to right. There are 3 symbols, and we're not gonna worry about the symbol because we just worry about the color. It's red, yellow, blue. So we just worry about the color to make it easier. So first, we're gonna land here. We're gonna go into the hall, and here's the first location. And remember, every match, the symbol is gonna be different for you. So just make sure of that. You need to look for the symbols. So the first one for me is red or orange. I guess it's orange. So the next symbol location. By the way, I think because I'm on Battle Labs, the locations kind of look different. I don't know why, but it seems that some stuff are missing for some reason. It's like the buildings aren't complete here. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, here's the second location, and it's blue. Second. Third rock is yellow. And the final rock is blue. So now we're going to go into the entrance, and now we need to do what we just did. Just rotate them, and the door will open. Now, as you can see on the floor, these brown squares, if you hit them, if you stand on them, the traps are gonna activate, and you're gonna take some damage, which I do on the last one because I just didn't care anymore. So now you can collect this relic. I don't think it has anything to do with the challenge. I don't know if you need to do it, but it does trigger an event that is gonna destroy a lot of the area. So that's why when you saw me doing the thing before, everything was destroyed. It's because it's supposed to happen. So as you can see here, we go once again into the right, the hidden door, and we got the wall, like I said. You can just jump on the right of the wall, and you got the 2 chests. You don't need to actually take the chests. The challenge is gonna unlock. I mean, obviously, I didn't take the chests when I showed it first. And as you can see here, everything's trembling. This has nothing to do with the challenge, but I didn't realize what was going on exactly. But when you go out, I didn't know this, so I just ran. I didn't care about the traps once again. I was in Battle Labs. But when you go out, the boulder goes after you. and destroys everything, just like in the movie, kinda. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Kind of cool thing. That is why everything was broken. You can do this challenge yourself afterwards if you want to do that. Another challenge for part 2 of Indiana Jones Quest is getting 750 damage with a pistol. So here I do it against a wolf. And this is where I find out that it's 250. They have 250 health because, you know, I get 250. So we're gonna need to do it against 3 wolves basically. But don't worry, I'm not just gonna do it against wolves. We're gonna get there. So now for the top 5 challenge. So apparently this is kind of bugged right now, because if you try to do this other than solo, you have to actually get on top 5 people. Which means if you're on squads, you basically have to win the game. So that's kind of complicated. They said they're going to fix this on the next update. So if you're having trouble getting to top 5 on solo, you know, I think doing it on squads is easier, because top 5 on squads is technically top 20, about 20 people. So it could be a little bit easier if you camp the way I did it here, and the way you could. My original plan was to do it on squads actually, but I got it on solos. And the way to do it is just camp the storm. You know, get a bunch of heals. I mean, obviously don't stay on the storm all the time. Try to just stay in the circle as much as possible. Avoid people at all costs. Stay like in the vicinity of the map, in the vicinity of the circle. And when you think you can't avoid people, stay on the storm. Just make sure you loot a lot for a lot of heals. And just stay on the storm, you know. I mean, obviously there's no guarantee. But I feel like this strategy, I've done this a lot. And it works pretty well, you know. You just needed to do it once. But once again, you just can't do it. Just wait for next week. They're gonna have an update. You do it on squads, and it should be good to go. So now once again, we're going to land on Chop Shop. This time, we actually need to talk to Kyle, because he sells the exotic chuck cannon and a tent. So we need another challenge for part 2 of Indiana Jones Quest is to stash an item of mythic or exotic rarity in a tent. Now here's the thing that I'm gonna find out right here is the chuck cannon doesn't count. You can't put the chuck cannon on a tent. So that is a failure of my part. I didn't know that he sells tents, to be honest. So, you know, the chuck cannon may have not worked, but at least I got a tent. I mean, obviously tents are all over the place. You don't need to actually get here. It's just a guarantee way to get a tent. So what we are actually going to do is go to Rave Cave. But before we do that, we're gonna do another 250 damage to a wolf with a pistol. Now I think we just need 250. So we're going to Rave Cave with the tent, and we're gonna talk to team leader and buy the exotic 6-shooter. Now just place the tent and put the 6-shooter in the tent, and that is another Indiana Jones challenge quest. So now that we are in the Rave Cave, we're going to a boulder, the boulder that I did it. I don't know what week I did it, and what we need to do is make that boulder roll for 100 meters. So I thought just destroying the little rocks under it would be enough for this boulder, because we are on a mountain, but it wasn't enough. So if you feel like the boulder is not rolling enough, just use your pickaxe to push it a little bit harder, and it shouldn't be a problem to get it to roll for 100 meters. And here I get some more damage with a pistol against the player. We still need like 115 damage. So here I get the final damage of 750 with a pistol, and that is the final challenge for Indiana Jones. And we unlock the second skin, plus the emotes and other stuff. And that is it for Indiana Jones. Now we got the final part of the video, which is the Vibin Quest Part 4. So we got some device uplinks around Reality Falls. and Greasy Grove. We're going to the one west of Reality Falls because the next part of the challenge is closest to that device uplink.
Guess where the relic was, and if you say the last place you looked, I will be forced to electrocute you. Yep, that's just how it goes. It was in the ocean, but given our seasonal currents, it's washed up on shore by now. So go get it, champ.
So the actual challenge is visit Beach Bash, where the Sith Holocron washed up. So the Beach Bash is right next to us, west of that location.
It's gone? Oh, of course it is. Well, my dozens of ometers can't be wrong, so that means somebody took it.
So the second part here is investigate clues to the whereabouts of the Sith Holocron. So we got 3 items, you can see them on the minimap and you can see them in game if you get close to them. So pretty easy stuff.
Looks like a clue to me. Why don't you grab it? I'm getting more questions than answers. Alright, I've seen enough. I'm gonna go pay a visit to that coaster jockey. This seems like his kind of thing.
So the next device uplink is all the way up on Logjam Lotus. So we're gonna go there, get that.
The horrible roller coaster man stole from the scientist. While my processing array screams for vengeance, we have been tasked with finding interesting objects to offer him for potential trade.
The actual challenge is collect an anomaly from both Logjam Lotus and Butterbloom. So obviously we're already here on Logjam. We can get the first anomaly. It's right on the base of the tree.
Not with his extremely unique allergies.
Now we go all the way south to Butterbloom to get the other anomaly, which is, I don't know why they're calling it an anomaly. It's a ship steering wheel. Steering wheel? Is that what they call it? I don't think that's what they call it.
Scientist, not when I have my laser blades. Oh, Synapse, where did I leave those?
Now the next device uplink is right on Synapse Station, so just pretty easy for us.
Find the relic, but I need your help. Collect a tracker with your crabby band things. Please?
The first challenge is collect a tracking device from Synapse Station. So, I believe we got 2 locations in there. We just need one.
If you create a false relic and equip it with this tracker, I can find where he's hiding the real thing. Then, in a perfect world, I would eat his soul. But but the scientist won't return my teeth until I prove I'm responsible enough to have them.
Now the second part is dumpster dive for fake relic materials. So it's all the way onto the towers, and we need to find a dumpster where we can hide on. Now, this is the only dumpster I found. I'm not sure. There's gotta be others. I don't know, I didn't find it. I was in the storm, so I was kind of in a hurry. But yeah, you just hide on the dumpster into the towers to get this one.
He will be unable to resist collecting such a priceless artifact, and it will be his doom.
Now the final part here is construct a fake relic at Sleepy Shrubs, so all the way up there on Sleepy Sound, north of Sleepy Sound. We gotta get this.
I will catch the roller coaster man in my gossamer cyberweb. He will regret crossing me. And then the scientist will love me again, but more this time.
Now the next device uplink is around Rave Cave. The first challenge is locate where the Sith Holocron is being held in Rave Cave. So we're going inside of Rave Cave, the lowest level. We just gotta get inside here. And the next part is pry open shipping boxes to find the Sith Holocron. So we got a bunch of boxes here, just pickaxe each of them to find the Sith Holocron. And the final part is just collect the Sith Holocron. And that will be it for the Vibin Quest Part 4.
Thank you, but no, wait, aren't you supposed to be charging?
So that is it for this week's everyone. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, use code EVERYON at the Epic Games Store and the Fortnite item shop. I will see you next week for more. Goodbye.